Ich sitze hier heute mit Herrn Shafie Ayar. Herr Shafie Ayar ist ein bekannter afghanischer Politiker, er ist ein Buchautor, er ist Moderator. Er hat einen eigenen sehr bekannten YouTube-Channel mit einer YouTube-Show, die auch ein bisschen humoristisch ist, also nicht nur streng politisch, sondern auch mit ein bisschen Humor, mit ein bisschen Musik, Literatur. Herr Shafie Ayar wohnt in den USA, er wohnt in Amerika in der Nähe von Seattle und er musste also damals aus Afghanistan flüchten wegen dem Krieg. Er war dort auch im Gefängnis und ich werde heute mit ihm dieses Gespräch führen über seine Einstellung, über seine Ideen, über ein neues Afghanistan und über was geschehen ist und weshalb die Situation in Afghanistan immer noch so schwierig ist. Nice to have you here, Mr. Shafie Ayar.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Very nice that you are giving this interview for my German channel, or it's in English
Thank
too,
you.
but also I have a lot of German viewers. Can I ask you, you have your channel and your own YouTube show in the United States, but it's in the language of Farsi, so especially for Afghanistan, people all around the world. What is the intention of the show? Is it a political show, or what do you want to say to the people with that?
A few things. My show, when it started, it was an Islamic show. My aim was my own Muslim brothers and sisters. I wanted to tell them that religion is to love, to respect, to be with others. Religion is not for hatred. Let's love all people in this world. We are just neighbors. Yes, I am a Muslim. I'm going to practice my religion. But then I love my Christian brothers, my Jew brothers. There are people that they don't believe in religion at all. As human beings, we are obligated to be good neighbors and love them as well. This is not something acceptable in the Islamic world because for centuries we thought that we're the only one chosen by God. Yeah, we respect Moses and Jesus, but they are no longer accepted because they are obsolete. So that was the biggest conflict. But after 7 years, I am kind of succeeding. The people that they were against me and they were in disagreement with me, they're starting to understand and they're coming with me. Now I have tens of thousands of followers which they think like me.
So you're saying that we all should live together in a love and peaceful world.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter where you are from, it doesn't matter which culture you have, which religion, we all should love each other.
Absolutely.
Yes. In Afghanistan at the moment we still have a lot of refugees coming from Afghanistan, especially also to Germany. Many people say Afghanistan is very safe at the moment. Why are these people coming? Can you tell me why it is that there are still so many refugees from Afghanistan, even when the governments in the Western countries say Afghanistan is safe? Is it safe?
I was 17 when the coup took over overthrow our government in Afghanistan. A couple years later, Russians came. Since then, Afghanistan is burning. When the Russians left Afghanistan, we Afghans thought that, thanks God, the war is over. Now we can build our country. All the refugees, they can come back and live in their own country. We didn't want to be a huge load on the shoulder of people around the world, especially Europeans, Americans. They helped us so much in the era of the war against the Soviet. We didn't want to continue being a load on their shoulder. But we didn't know that another war was just starting. Now after 2 decades, I think the war that we had against Soviet was not the Afghan Soviet war. It was the war over the world's resources. Big and rich and strong countries, they want to take everything from wherever they find it. Afghanistan is very rich in minerals, gas and oil, perhaps at least $3 trillion. We don't have to be refugees. I believe that nobody wants peace to come back in Afghanistan. They want us to be busy in fighting and killing. And when your country is burning, it's like a jungle. Let's say 1,000 birds is living in a jungle. They have nests, but if you burn that jungle, they fly, they go to another jungle. That's what we are doing. We are seeking shelter. We have to. It is probably the most unsafe place in the world right now, Afghanistan. So then we fly, come to your jungle, and then you shoot us down from the air and you say, don't cross here. It is natural. Human being, even animals, when it is unsafe in here, they have to seek shelter somewhere else. People today live in shelters in America, in Europe. In the cold winter, I saw people that outside they had to wash their hair, perhaps after a month that he had to. Nobody wants to come in here to live. But if we keep their jungle safe, if we buy what they have, at least for a peanut price, so that way they can have a place to live, a thing to eat, then they're not going to come. When they come, they risk their lives, their children's lives. In the river, imagine half of the way they are walking from Afghanistan to Europe. Summer, winter, fall, it is the most difficult thing. I like to appreciate Europeans for taking this huge load. I apologize because we have different culture after 40 years of war. When our kids come in here, they're totally different. Some of us, we are kind of wild. And I don't know, I read in news sometimes things happen that it hurts people in here. But if you work with your government to keep us safe in our country, not to burn our jungle, we're gonna stay there. We even go back from here to build that country, but give us a chance to do that.
Yes. What can you do, to change the situation in Afghanistan? The Germans, a lot of European people say the war is over, it is a safe place. It is not. You told me that there are almost every day suicide bombers.
Absolutely.
German government sends people back to Afghanistan. They say it's safe, you can live there. There was one young boy who killed himself when he went back to Afghanistan because he was so desperate.
Correct.
What should happen to make Afghanistan a safer place? A safe place?
This problem will continue if peace doesn't come back to Afghanistan. 18 years ago, when NATO went to Afghanistan, the plan was to root out the Taliban, the Al-Qaeda, and the extremism. Today, Afghan government, in fact, is part of the Taliban. It's not the other way. The Taliban is part of the government. Totally, Afghan government is part of the Taliban. Ashraf Ghani, which is our president, during the election, he said that I'm going to bring all madrasas from Pakistan to Afghanistan. And those madrasa is not a school, it's Islamic school. Normally, it should be okay, but in these schools, you take children, you show them how to kill, you grow hatred in them, and in just a few years, they're going to be monsters. bloodthirsty monsters, and that's what's going on. For the last 18 years, if you see, Afghanistan was producing 73%, 75% of the world's opium. Today, 93%. During the Taliban era, which was the worst in the history of Afghanistan, we perhaps didn't have even 10,000 people addicted to narcotics. Today, 3 million people. They're dying there because once you're addicted in Afghanistan, it's a one-way street that it ends in hell. People, the most corrupt people are chosen in the government. Billions of dollars you send, it's going to go away. People steal it, and then they come and live like kings in the Europe, America, and all those other places. We need to stop sending money to this government. This government should not be given $1 because that money is being used to kill people, to burn their houses, to do suicide attacks. Government is part of all these plots. So the first thing, don't give money to this government. Buy that for that money, buy food, buy shelter, put this refugee camp in Afghanistan, keep it safe. We have almost 150,000 soldiers from Europe and America. And instead of just doing the things that doesn't work, keep one place safe. You take the control with the good people of Afghanistan. Don't trust this government because we, to be honest, think that NATO is part of this plot. Because 18 years ago you said we root out Taliban. Taliban are grown up way bigger, 100 times bigger. You rooted out our people. Turn it the other way. Afghanistan is going to be safe. When Afghanistan is safe, people go back to their country. As German, you don't want to live in Afghanistan. As Afghans, we don't want to live in Germany. Every people love the place of their birth. Although we are poor, but we have good memories of those places. Our mountain, our river, our school, our people. We love our food. Although maybe it's not as rich and tasty as your food, we love those little shelters that we have there. I still have the best memories of my life is that. But please, do something different because we deeply think that NATO is not doing what they claim.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Everybody wants to live in a country. He's grown up, he has his memories. You say
Absolutely.
Your food is not as good as I think your food is fantastic.
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you.
But I think it's normal. Nobody leaves his country and goes to live in a refugee camp and then into a total different country with a total different culture. And Germany is very cold. In Afghanistan are also some cold areas. But everybody wants to stay in his own country if he can.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's totally right.
Yeah.
So you think, I mean, NATO, I know there's going on a lot, and in Syria too. You think the future in Afghanistan, part of the future of Afghanistan is made by Europe, by the Western world.
Absolutely.
So you think it's in their hands also to make Afghanistan more safe?
I think so. I think, although I'm working really hard to educate my people, to teach love and peace, and we see that in the European and American people, but we don't see that in NATO. I think their plan is not as honest as they claim, and that's part of the problem we have in Afghanistan.
You live in the United States. And
I do.
We do have Trump there at the moment, and Trump is very much against NATO. Do you think he's right with that? Do you think? He says what you are saying. He says they are not fair. They are doing not a thing. So they're doing different things as what they're saying they want to do. So he says he does not want to give more money for NATO. Do you think he's right with that? What could change? What could change the United States in Afghanistan, perhaps, or should they change something?
I'm not sure what to say about that, but in reality, nothing changed in Afghanistan. It's getting worse. We claim that we spend billions and it's reaching to trillions in Afghanistan. In a small country, you go, maybe you find a couple thousand nice houses. You don't see anything else. In Kabul, you see the most polluted city in the world. The drinking water and their sewage is side by side, and they have to live there, 6 million people. Everybody is running from everywhere seeking shelter there, and yet even there they are not safe. If you have 150,000 soldiers there as NATO, and you spend billions of dollars, and if your intention is really peace for people, you are making a mistake. There is no peace there after all these years. So you need to see if the plan is really peace. If it is, there are things to be changed.
I would like to ask one last question. You said opium production went sky high in Afghanistan.
It did.
What is the reason for that?
I think the world need opium, especially as an illegal product. Otherwise, they can grow in their own countries too. In Afghanistan, those people that they grow opium has the worst life. One time in Helmand province, something happened, a shortage of food. The growers of opium couldn't afford to buy potato because the price was like 30-40% higher. So they are not making money there. There are others, they're taking it outside of Afghanistan, they smuggle it, and Afghanistan's opium is producing perhaps $100 billion. So it's a need, but it's not our need. Some others need that. I mean, under the watchful eyes of NATO, opium production is the only production that's blooming. So any smart mind will have a question, why?
I'm very much involved also with research about cocaine situation in South America. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a little bit the same story, because the farmers are very poor. They do not get enough for normal farming goods, so they take cocaine, or in Afghanistan then opium, and the people who really make the money, the farmers get more money as for normal farming products, but who really make the money are the banks. It's a sort of a corrupt system. You would say it's the same like in South America, perhaps in Afghanistan. So there are some people who are really interested to keep it that way.
Absolutely. We don't want that. In fact, if I have the power in Afghanistan today, it's going to be an illegal product. I'm not going to allow one plant to be planted there. But they keep coming and saying, no, that's a good product. Just don't allow it as illegal product. Well, the government pay $100 a pound. The smugglers pay $300 a pound. Nobody is going to give it to the government. They will sell it to them. And perhaps loads of them by airplane goes from Afghanistan. And they're all questionable.
Yes, I think you are so right. I think we should preach more peace in the world, and
Absolutely.
not to be so absolutely materialistic. It's too much about money, about having expensive cars, expensive goods.
Yeah.
It's more about peace and love.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the world will be better.
Absolutely.
I'm totally with you.
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you so much too.
Appreciate.
I
Thanks
could
for your
talk
time.
hours for you with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I have a conference,
Yes.
so I appreciate you so much. Hopefully, people hear me. Hopefully, people spread the words. I want the young Germans, I want the young Europeans to know the problem in Afghanistan and do something about it.